Welcome again to Unit 2 English. Check that, English 2. We'll be studying Unit 8 today, and this is your first lecture for Unit 8. Today we're going to be looking at the conditional, first conditional. If you don't know what that is, that's fine. We're going to be looking at examples, and we'll see how we do. This is grammar you're probably familiar with, but we're going to treat it today like it's something that is quite new. So let's begin. Let's begin at the starter on page 60. If you have a textbook, please open it to page 60, or you can just use the screen here. It's always better to get the book because then you can access the ebook that I'm using right now. All right, for the starter activity, we have a situation. Okay, that situation is David has an interview tomorrow, right? Okay, so 아침에 면접 있습니다. Okay, so that's his situation. Okay, so David has the interview in the morning, and if the interview is in the morning, the interview is after he wakes up or gets up or stops sleeping. Okay. Now, problem is maybe, we don't know, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but there's a problem of oversleeping. Okay. 됐죠? All right. So if he oversleeps, if he sleeps too much or sleeps past the time he wants to get up, then he has very little time to do things in the morning, okay, between waking up and arriving at the interview. So what are some things that he will do? Okay, in the event that he oversleeps, which of these actions will happen? Okay, which of these actions will not happen? Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to write the letters in the boxes to show what likely will or won't happen if he oversleeps. Okay, now the example is here. The letters are here. So if you want to write these letters for these actions next to what he will do and what he will not do, okay, you can write those letters here. The first one's done for you, okay, so what you can do, you read here, so in the event that David oversleeps, okay, he sleeps too much, he will miss the bus, okay, and that person wrote down, he will miss the bus, okay. Right, so because he has a little time in the morning. Okay. So I'm going to let you do that, but before we do, let's look at the actions that will or will not happen as a result of David oversleeping. Okay, so these are miss the bus, and you can see that picture here. The bus is leaving, it's going in this direction, and he cannot get on the bus. He's too late. Okay, he used too much time to get to the bus stop. Okay, so he missed the bus. We have a lot of different actions here. I will go straight to the, actually let's try the word cards. Okay. And so there's another man missing the bus, although I'll note the door is open. Okay. So another action, cook a big breakfast. Okay. I suppose if you have greens and beef for breakfast, that might be a fairly big breakfast. Okay. So you cook breakfast, you make breakfast, but again, focus on big. So there's a lot of food. Okay. Arrive late for the interview. Okay, so I guess the Korean word for interview, 면접, is that right? Okay? So he's going to arrive late for the interview. Okay? So again, he will be his arrival time will be after he should be there. Right? Would be a good idea to be there. Okay? So he's not early, he's not on time, he's late. Okay? Get the new job. Okay, so it's a job interview. Will he be given the job? Will he do well at the interview? Will he receive a job offer? Okay, it looks like this man has a job offer. They're shaking hands. Everybody's happy. Okay, so they are maybe this is a picture of getting a new job. Okay, also feel disappointed. Okay, feel quite bad about it. Okay, his head's down. He feels bad. He has no chair to sit on. He has to use his briefcase. Okay. Hurry to leave the house. Okay, so hurry, it means he has to move quickly to leave the house. So he's got his briefcase. He's quickly drinking his coffee. Okay, so it's a lot of actions he has to do at once so that he can go outside the house. And watch the morning news on TV. Okay, so you watch TV, you watch the news, okay, maybe at 9 o'clock at night, or maybe in the morning. Okay, so you watch the morning news, see what happened while you were asleep. Take a long shower. I think you know shower, and take is the verb that we use with shower. Right? So I take a shower or have a shower. Okay? So basically you use the shower and wash yourself. And of course a long shower. All right, so it means you have a lot of time to take a shower. Okay. All right, so I'll let you do that. We're not going to review it right away, but I want you to match these letters with these two modals. Things he will do in the future, and things he will not do. In the situation again, he oversleeps. Okay, so that's the situation. All right, fill in the blanks, and we'll review that much later, but I'll let you do that now. Okay, so pause the track, and then we'll go straight to the listening. Okay, so if you filled all these in, we'll review this later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go straight to the listening. We're going to look at the grammar that you will, maybe you won't need it so much for this, but again, to understand the situation, it might help. So we'll review this after the grammar lesson. Okay, listening. Let's do some listening. It says listen to the dialogue at the bottom here. Then read it with a partner. Actually, you're going to close your books. If you're on page 60, you can close your books. You can just look at the screen here. As per usual, I'm going to put up some questions. There we go. And we're going to listen to a dialogue between two women. Okay, so the questions are always more difficult when you have two people of the same gender here. All right, so number 1, are both women joining the singing contest? What women? What singing contest? Okay. Let's listen to the dialogue and we'll find out which women and which singing contest. Here's your first of 3 listenings.
Dialogue Module 8. What will you do if you win? Listen to the dialogue, then read it with a partner.
Did you see the posters for the singing contest?
Yes, I'm thinking about trying out, but I'm kind of nervous.
You're an amazing singer. Don't be nervous.
Okay, I'll audition if you do too.
It's a deal.
We need to practice first.
If you're free, I'll meet you after class. We can choose our songs together.
Okay, stop by my dorm around 3 o'clock.
I'm so excited. What will you do if you win?
Let's just take things one step at a time.
Okay, did you get that? Two women are talking about a singing contest, right? What other information did you get? What other information did you hear? Okay, let's find it out. Listen for some specific information. So as I said, are both women joining the singing contest? Okay, it's a yes or no question. Okay, I guess the key word here is both. Okay, maybe both women are joining the singing contest. Maybe one woman is joining the singing contest. Or maybe neither women are joining the singing. Okay, what's the answer for number one? 2. What will they do after the audition? Okay, so the audition, right, so that's where they try to join the singing contest. Okay, they have to be good enough to be in a contest. So some judges will listen to them first to see if they are good enough. Okay, so it's like the first step. Okay, so after they do that audition, what will they do? 3, where will they meet? Okay, so they're going to meet together, but where? And what time? Okay. All right. So again, maybe the first 2 questions are a bit difficult, but I think 3 and 4 you can figure, and maybe you already know the answer. Let's listen. Let's listen 2 more times and see if we can get the answers. Here's your second listening.
Dialogue Module 8. What will you do if you win? Listen to the dialogue, then read it with a partner.
Did you see the posters for the singing contest?
Yes, I'm thinking about trying out, but I'm kind of nervous.
You're an amazing singer. Don't be nervous.
Okay, I'll audition if you do too.
It's a deal.
We need to practice first.
If you're free, I'll meet you after class. We can choose our songs together.
Okay, stop by my dorm around 3 o'clock.
I'm so excited. What will you do if you win?
Let's just take things one step at a time.
Okay. Let's just take things one step at a time. Okay. All right, did you get that information? If not, I'll give you one more listening. Check your answers for numbers 1 to 4. Here's your third and final listening.
Dialogue Module 8. What will you do if you win? Listen to the dialogue, then read it with a partner.
Did you see the posters for the singing contest?
Yes, I'm thinking about trying out, but I'm kind of nervous.
You're an amazing singer. Don't be nervous.
Okay, I'll audition if you do too.
It's a deal.
We need to practice first.
If you're free, I'll meet you after class. We can choose our songs together.
Okay, stop by my dorm around 3 o'clock.
I'm so excited. What will you do if you win?
Let's just take things one step at a time.
All right, let's take a look at the answers. And this should be fairly easy. For number 1, are both women joining the singing contest? The answer is yes. Okay. Emma says, I'll audition if you do too. Okay, so joining or auditioning. So they're trying to get in the contest. I will audition if you do too. And Claire says, it's a deal. Okay. And so they agree to it. Okay, so before, Emma was thinking, I'm kind of nervous. Maybe I can't do it. Okay, but Claire is saying we should do it together. Or says that you should do it. And Emma says, if I do it, we're both doing it. And Claire says, okay, I agree with your suggestion. 2, what will they do after the audition? Okay, so the audition, and we need to practice first. Okay, so fact, that should be before the addition. 3, where will they meet? Okay, so Emma says, stop by my dorm around 3 o'clock. Okay, so that's the answer for number 3 and 4. So stop by my dorm, so my dormitory, my gisuksa, and right. So stop by means if you're walking by, stop, come in, and meet me. Okay, so very similar to the word pick up. Okay, so pick me up around 3 o'clock. Right, you can't pick up a dorm. Emma wants Claire to pick her up, to come to her place, meet her, and then together they will continue traveling to the practice area. Okay, and so what time will they meet? Right, 3 o'clock. Okay, so that's the answers there. So you can see that in a lot of the different language being used here. Most specifically, if you do, okay? If you addition, I will addition, okay? So we're using these if clauses, okay? And the modal that we're using is in the present tense. So in this one, if you're free, okay, so if you're free, if you do not have anything scheduled, okay, so if you have some spare time, some time to do something, we can practice, okay, or in this case, if you're free to make time to practice, I will meet you after class. So given this condition, this situation, I will do this verb, okay, this action. I will meet you after class. It also has a question form. If you win, okay, so if this event happens, the win, what will you do? Okay. This is a fairly common question, especially for EFL classes. It's an if clause with a modal. Okay, and we call it the conditional. In this case, the first conditional, because you're using a present tense modal for that. Let's look at this in more detail on page 61. We're going to look straight at the grammar. There you can see it on page 61, the first conditional with will. Okay? And that's what the conditional is. If you look at these examples, and these should look fairly familiar for those of you who remember high school English grammar. If he cooks at home, he will save money. Right. If he goes to a restaurant, he will spend money. Okay, because usually restaurants are more expensive. If she falls down, she will get hurt. Okay, right. So if this event happens, okay, this is the result. So you can see explained here, a possible present situation. Okay, so it's present because we're talking about right now. She is doing something. Okay, I don't know what she's doing, but if she falls down, okay, so we know it's happening now. She will get hurt. That will be the result, the consequence. Okay, the effect. Okay, so again, we have these cause and effect relationships. Okay, so that often happens in discussion. If he watches TV, he will not finish his report. So again, we're talking generally right now. If we miss the bus, that sounds more like a general present time, maybe in the near future. Okay, but in all of these present actions, if these situations happen, that's the future consequence. Okay, so in each of these sentences, you have something called an if clause. Okay, and then there's a comma, and then there's the modal clause, and all of these again are talking about a future event, so we're using a future tense, but these modals are in the present. It's not would, it's will. Okay, so we'll talk about the second conditional later. But again, an if clause, a comma, and then the resulting clause in a period. Okay. Now that I've sketched that out, I'm going to erase it. Now, another thing you can do is if you don't want to put the if clause first, you could put it second, or more likely, if you want to focus on the consequence more and put more attention on the consequence or the result, okay, maybe that's what you want to communicate first and put more attention to, you can do that. So state the consequence first, and then you can add the if clause. Okay, so again, these structures are exactly the same. The only thing difference is there's no comma. Okay, there's commas here, here, but here you don't see them. Okay, so it's just a bit of punctuation. Okay. Good. All right, so now we've looked at structure. Let's go back to the starter activity, and we can check the answers. Okay, we're going to try this on the practice. Okay. So if you have the ebook, again, you can use the practice activity to find this out. So again, here is David. Okay, he's missing the bus in this picture. So if he oversleeps, he will miss the bus. If he oversleeps, he will arrive late for his interview. Correct. If he misses the bus, he will feel disappointed. Correct. And if he oversleeps, he will hurry to leave the house. Okay, you can see him hurrying here. That looks like an excellent answer right there. Good. So probably the answers here are B, D, G, and H. Good. Right. So if David oversleeps, he will miss the bus, arrive late for his interview, feel disappointed, and hurry to leave the house. Okay, those are not in chronological order. What will he not do? Okay, so if he's late, he has very little time. So he has no time to cook a big breakfast. So he won't cook a big breakfast. He won't have enough time to watch the morning news. So he won't watch the morning news. He won't have time to take a long shower. Okay, so he won't take a long shower. And I guess the result is after being late and not showering, feeling disappointed, maybe not eating, he will not get the new job. Okay, so your answers should be A, C, E, F for he will, B, D, G, H for he won't. Okay, good. All right, let's continue to the bottom of the page. We'll do a quick speaking activity to start off. Before we get to the speaking, let's just review the grammar in the starter activity. So again, we had a possible present situation. If David oversleeps, okay, he will miss the bus. So again, you have the action right here. He will miss the bus. He will arrive late for his interview. He will feel disappointed. Okay? Or he will hurry to leave the house. Okay? So again, the structure is the same here. And of course, you can turn it around. He will hurry to, so David will hurry to leave the house if he oversleeps. He will not get the job if he oversleeps. He will miss the bus if he oversleeps. Okay, so you can see that structure there. We're all talking about events happening happening right now. Okay, happening right now, or could possibly happen right now. But again, the focus is that it's using present tense for all of these modals and verbs. Okay. Please note if the subject changes. If I cook at home, I will save money. Okay, but notice here for all of these, if it's I cook at home, if I fall down, if I watch TV, if I miss the bus. Okay, so these third person S's you don't need. So I watch, I fall, I cook. And here, I will save money. I will get hurt. I will not finish the report. So again, the will is in only one form, and the verb is only one form. Okay? But here, for this clause, we need to have the subject and verb agreement. Okay. Good. All right. That ends the first lecture. Please meet me for the second lecture, and we'll do some speaking. And for this unit, there will be a lot of student speaking. Okay. I'll see you in the second lecture.